I'm good.
Hello everyone, good evening. And doubts regarding SNAP. We'll just briefly introduce ourselves. So my name is Reyoshi Nandi. I have done my undergraduation in architecture from Sir J. J. College of Architecture, after which I worked for 1 year as an architect, and currently I'm doing my MBA at Symbiosis.
I'm Aranya.
Hello aspirants, my name is Himanshu Jain and I come from Chandigarh and I've done my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Punjab University, Chandigarh.
And then the preparation tips about the D-Day strategies. So talking about the snaps for this year are 8th December, 15th December and 21st December. There are 3 sections: logical reasoning, which consists of 25, and quantitative data interpretation and data sufficiency, which consists of scheme is concerned, you get 1 marks for type. So SNAP is a bit different from other management entrance exams. It can actually aim for your stronger section.
As you know, there are 3 major sections for SNAP. So there are a lot of topics to be covered for each of the section. So first we'll start with general English. So this is not an exhaustive list, but it fill in the blanks, passages, verbal ability, synonyms, analogies, one-word substitution. For analytical and logic, ratio and proportion, percentages, and partnerships.
So now I'll drive you to the overall preparation tips. So for the since it's not a one day, you can divide your day into different sections for studying, and you can keep your weekends for the revisions and weekly reviews. And if we talk about the different sections, you can in the general English, you can go for building your vocabulary and using these vocabularies in the sentences so that you memorize it better. And apart from that, you can relate it with your daily life. You can go for and since mocks play a very important role, you can refer to going for mocks, and weekly mocks would be a better choice. It's a very important aspect since it's a 60-minute exam. Then you can focus on your weak links. You can practice and make your weaknesses your strengths. And if I talk about the networking and collaboration, you can make study groups. You can form groups in your colleges, etc. Limit your screen times and visualize your success.
I think SNAP as such is a time management test, right? So you have to strategize accordingly and allocate time accordingly. When you had an analytics about 20 to 25 minutes. So in terms of allocation, I would say each question in English would take lesser time in comparison to Quant, which would take more time. Read and 10 harder, and then revisit depending per question. The second pass about 90 minutes a section, a question should suffice, and about 2 minutes should be your rule breaking. So after mini mocks, I think that is something that really helps. Maybe 30 minutes every day to solve mini mocks with about 30 questions in 30 minutes. If you don't know a question, smart breaks, so about 10 to 15 seconds of micro breaks should be fine.
Also help you tough questions in exam. Since focus on your strengths, build upon that, and use these strengths to maximize your score. Then I would suggest you to simulate the exam conditions. These it's a long journey. Don't rush it. Don't try to do it in a day. And apart from that, stay calm, stay hydrated.
Why does it get anxious? We get various kinds of uh, stress release, and this will impact your performance. So to cope up with that, one need to be familiar with different kinds of aspects of that examination. So on the D-day, you will be very calm and relaxed, and you will be in the natural environment. Whereas they also provide help you in giving exam in a better way than other candidates. It will help you identify your stronger sections, your weaker sections, and once you do a lot of analysis in these mocks, you will realize that the stronger section needs to be attempted first, and then you boost speed and accuracy. As you become familiar with different kinds of concepts, you will solve questions at a fast pace than what you used to solve earlier. Concentration during this 60-minute period is very crucial. Once you are able to put your 100% of the concentration into all these areas, you will ace the examination surely, and it will help you at day and be calm.
I think moving to the sectionals, the first one I'll talk about is reading comprehension. Shortest and fastest section. It's only 15 questions a lot of times, and confidence a lot of times if you take this first and if you're well prepared. I'd personally say work more on grammar, work and find out what works for you, figure out a strategy that works for you. Don't need to listen to what mugging up vocab words didn't help much. So figure out what works. Watch an English movie maybe, read articles. I think that's something that does help. 20 to 30 seconds for each question should be enough, and if you don't, and speed matters a lot. So actively, that's going to influence the rest of the paper.
Now moving on to the section of SNAP is a bit quickly, but there is a lot of variety that if you come across something new on your exam day. As we have been saying, speed is the key to SNAP because there are just 60 minutes and not compromise on your accuracy either. So make sure that there's a healthy balance between your speed and accuracy when you're attempting those questions. Then you'll be able to figure out the shortcuts. So make sure that you keep practicing and you understand those shortcuts so that on the exam day you're able to skim through those questions really fast. Another very good habit that we would suggest that you inculcate right from now when you're doing the mocks is analyzing the mocks, right? So after you're done solving the puzzles, make sure that you sit for some time and see how you've attempted it, right? So what was your strategy? Were you able to do it? Or if you were not able to solve it in a quicker, on visualization, right? So tackle those questions faster. So work on that skill again and again.
For the quantity score, they'll take your scores to the highest level. Things will take a time. So try to do the calculations in mind. Tree and squares, cubes, etc. are a few
Your basics. So your arithmetic mind should be the answer to that question. You should categorize these questions according to it may require some kind of calculations. Whereas L3 are the type of questions where on the first go you should avoid, as these may take and consume lot of your time. So second one would be maintaining speed and accuracy. Speed for each question will be different. So you should write answer and take timed and untimed mocks. So for timed mocks, as you know, there is weakness by learning more and more. There is weakness by learning more and more.
Right? So there are right. So there must be a lot of exam. You take some time to compose yourself, do something that relaxes you, maybe yoga or meditation, or if you like listening to music or go for a run, something to clear your head and compose yourself before the next day, and obviously sleep on time. Do not stay up late doing mocks or solving questions because that will not help. Most of us have a habit of exam essentials are ready, be it the admit card, those are ready and nothing is missing. Have a healthy breakfast. It's very important that you are well fed so that you do not feel those hunger pangs while you are giving the exam. It's equally a bit far from your home. Anything else? To the exam center, I would suggest even do carry a water bottle. Now when the exam, lots more that you feel this is very important. have some faith in yourself and trust your preparation strategy. I know all of you are very sincere students and you must be aiming for the best B schools. So do not stop comparing yourself and your journey with your peers, and keep focus on what you have been doing and have some faith in your preparation journey, because if you keep at it and if you're doing it, move on to the FAQ section.
Yeah.
During the registration, we had come up do have this back the exam. I would say you have a lot of time in your hands. You are just giving mocks, and there is a long way to go, and you have a
So another question that we have got is how to prepare for SNAP from home and have timetable. So I was at the same position routine, which you can your activities around the time of exam that it's going to be conducted upon. So let's say if the exam is from 11 to 12, so you should schedule a mock from 11 to 12 bi-weekly, or let's say daily. Then you should revise all the concepts that you need to revise upon, maybe regarding logical reasoning, maybe regarding quants, maybe missing on, assign what are your strengths, assign what are your weaknesses, and eventually work accordingly. And then you should try to meditate daily. Some of the factors that will keep your mind healthy and keep the functioning of brain properly. Then third one would be the sleep schedule. So you should try to have a consistent sleep schedule. Don't wake up for too late at night. Try to have minimum 8 hours of sleep so that your brain functions properly for the next day.
Focus on the high scoring areas. So for example, so practice them regularly, gain speed, try solving each of them under a minute, and improve calculation speed in math. So have some mental math tricks up your sleeve, try figuring out some approximation strategies, and take mocks regularly. So when you're doing these mocks, have a strategy about what works best for you depending on your strengths. Allot time in the right way so that you're solving the questions that you know for sure first in your first run through, and in the second run through you're going through some questions that you thought you could have solved but would have taken a little more time, maybe because of calculation or reading. So do it that way and try and attempt as many questions as possible, because there is a small amount of negative marking, but the more questions you attempt, the better your score would be.
Another question, your national competitive exams, SNAP offers 3 attempts. So even if you are unable to perform your best on the first attempt or at the second attempt, you still get the third. So first attempt you should consider it as your first and last attempt. Then moving on for the second attempt, you should recognize whatever your weaknesses were in the first attempt, what you were lacking upon. Try to be more rigorous around mocks. That would be for the second attempt. And third attempt would be very strict and disciplined attempt that you have to maximize your score regarding of all those 3 opportunities. You need to score your best on the third attempt. That's
preparation is necessary for attempting SNAP exam. Aspirant to aspirant, because it will depend on where you are at your preparation journey, right? So if you feel like you have just started covering just the mocks that you're giving now, then obviously it'll be a bit lesser time, right? But one thing you should maintain is that you should maintain a very strict timetable. Don't be haphazard about when you are studying or when you're not studying. Make sure that you're studying regularly, you're preparing for the exam regularly, and if you keep at it, you'll see results and you'll keep improving your strategies and your preparation.
I think another common question is about the difficulty. So while other exams would probably try, because if you're able to practice and make the right strategy for yourself, then the questions are quite solvable. And so relatively speaking, it's quite straightforward. It's not a lot of thought process that goes into which questions, how do you answer them in comparison to the other exams. So if you're able to practice SNAP, and it'll help you out as well.
So yes, there's a fees for the college you need to apply, and that can be paid via the payments mode available while filling the form.
competitive exam. So most of them are trying to capitalize on. You should also try to capitalize on the 3 attempts and fix accordingly. There are also a lot of helpful videos on YouTube to.
I think about the process behind that was that there will be different questions in each paper, and a lot of times it's possible that your personal strengths align with one of the paper in comparison to something else. So why do you want to give into that chance of maybe I could have done better if I had given paper number 2 instead of 3? So just go give all 3. Maybe if you're not too confident in the first one, it always makes you more confident giving more papers in the second.
GPI processes. I think so. The first step for you is to perform your best in the upcoming exam. Then you should focus on. There's a lot of time available for GPI processes. So first you should definitely focus on the exam. You will definitely perform well in GPI as well.
So there's another question about normalization. So since there are 3 attempts and all the 3 that is why also it is recommended to attempt at least 2 or 3 papers so that you have a better score.
Tests. ISS and SNAP has put forward an official mock test that's that as a benchmark. Practice for that. Take that seriously, and you will, because it's being done by Symbiosis. Obviously, you will understand the exact pattern, how it's going to be on the D-Day, and so yeah, I think
Joining us, aspirants, and please follow, and all the very best for all the